Hello and welcome to NFL Experts. I'm Dave Kress along with Louie Devy, and we're taking a break from some of our draft stuff and fantasy, and we're going over the free agents. So this will be a two-part thing. First episode, which we're doing now, will be offensive players, and then the second one will be defensive players. Alright, so let's start us off with some notable free agents to look at come March 11th.
All right, yeah. One guy I'd really like to notice most to me that stands out is the receiving core. A lot of great free agents. Mike Wallace out of the Steelers, big-time deep threat. A team like Buffalo, who I don't know if they're going to go after him, but they want to move Stevie in the slot, so Wallace could be one of those deep threats. Not a lot of teams could go for him. You see the Dolphins are very interested to get Tannehill a weapon. There's a lot of places he can go, and he's a dynamic player, but they just got to get him a contract.
Oh yeah, there's tons of receivers in there, like Mike Wallace, Dwayne Bowe, Greg Jennings, Wes Welker, even like Danny Amendola. But
yeah.
Wallace probably would, if I was going after any one of them, I'd probably go after Wallace, and especially about those two teams you said. I mean, the Dolphins obviously losing Brandon Marshall all last year. They really need a spark in that receiving core, and I believe Hartline's a free agent as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tannehill needs weapons.
Yeah.
Wallace is a big deep-time threat. My only problem, it was just he came in late training camp last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously last year during this whole...
He held out.
He held out, and he had that whole, 10-year thing.
Yeah, so, but I think he'll be a great player, and I think he'll be paid very highly. And another team that could use him, we're going to go over to Dwayne Bowe, Kansas City Chiefs, another big-time receiver.
Do you see Mike Wallace returning to Pittsburgh?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
it's just...
They had the whole ordeal last year.
No, it's not happening.
All right, so Dwayne Bowe, I mean...
Seattle, I think, big time right here. Bowe, this is my pick for him. Seattle needs a receiver next to Sidney Rice. Golden Tate was good, but they need a big-time receiver for Russell Wilson. I don't know. I don't think he's going to leave, though. I think the Chiefs can franchise him.
Oh yeah, I don't think at all that they're gonna let go of Bo. I think they're gonna lock him up for a while.
Alex
if not,
Smith
use the franchise tag. They're definitely getting him.
Alex Smith needs a big time threat because really, besides him, Steve Bresson's probably not going to be there next year. Their tight ends, I mean, they're iffy. I mean, they're okay, but they really need to lock someone up for Alex Smith. So I mean, Dwayne Bowe. But if he were to leave, I think Seattle would be a great fit because Russell Wilson is going to need some more receivers.
All right, so another receiver, Greg Jennings. I mean, there's zero chance he's returning to the pack. So. This one's kind of a... Well,
there is rumors he could be franchised, but I don't think he will. There's a lot of weapons on this team.
Oh, no. I mean, he said he was not... He definitely...
He already sold his house. He already put his house for sale.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
But, I mean, there is rumored, but I think...
I mean, why would
there's too much money that they have to pass around to all these weapons.
Yeah.
I just think it's too crowded for him.
And why would they franchise a guy who doesn't want to play there? He said that he does not want to play. Yeah. He said that he was going to leave.
Well, yeah, because you got to think, too, why would he want to be with a team that's loaded at the position? Yeah. He knows he's not going to get the ball all that often because Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, James Jones, I mean, those are the guys that they want to build around. So, I mean, Jennings is a great player, but I just don't think that he can really stay in Green Bay, like you said.
Yeah, all right, so now, final receiver we have on here, Wes Welker. I don't really see the Patriots letting go of Welker.
No.
Did they franchise him last year?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, they tried with Edelman, and that didn't really work. I mean, Welker's just a great receiver for Brady. It's probably his favorite weapon.
Yeah, reception machine. I mean, he's led the league in receptions forever. I mean, you just got to think, too, if you lose him, and Brandon Lloyd's probably not coming back either.
No, I'm not a big fan of Lloyd myself.
Brady needs some weapons, and I think they're going to pursue a guy like Tavon Austin to draft or someone, but you need to solidify this guy because he was a big part of the Patriots' success.
Yep. All right, so now we got a running back here. Steven Jackson's getting pretty old. When you think fantasy-wise, he hasn't really been good, but he's been pretty solid. I mean, he's been sharing time with Darrell Richardson in St. Louis. Do you see him returning?
Very productive running back for a long time for the Rams. I mean, Coach Fisher says things are looking good. I just don't know. I think he'll be leaving. The Falcons are making a push for a guy like this as they just released Turner. There's a lot of places he can go. I think he wants to go to a contender.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays because, I mean, he's been in St. Louis forever. So, I mean, he's a great running back. But like you said, the age is a big concern.
I maybe could see him going back, but, I mean, if you talk Atlanta...
They need a running back, but I don't think he fits their scheme.
They just got rid of an old guy for another. I mean, because when you think of Atlanta, you think of Roddy White, Julio Jones, and Matt Ryan. So maybe Jacquizz Rodgers is pretty. He
fits that scheme because he's a receiving running back.
But if you think of
Jackson doesn't do that.
But I wouldn't be happy with Jacquizz Rodgers as my every down back. But so that really brings up to our next running back, Reggie Bush. I think he'd be a good fit in Atlanta.
Great fit.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush, I mean, he fits exactly what the Falcons are looking for. He's the thing, like you said. I'm gonna go back to Jacquizz Rodgers. He really, I mean, like you said, he can help in the receiving game, but can you rely on him on every down to be your running back when you need some rushing yards? I don't think he is, and I think Reggie Bush last year and the year before really proved that he can be a full-out back. Miami is reports that they won't make a deal with Bush. And I think this is a great fit, and this is where I would think the best place for Bush and the Falcons would be.
All right, number 7. Our 7th guy, another running back, Rashard Mendenhall. He battled injury last year. I mean, coming off that late injury from the year before. But he had a great season before that torn ACL.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see him staying in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, they kept switching. It was a loaded backfield last year with Jonathan Dwyer and Isaac Redmond. Mm-hmm. Mendenhall really, I mean, they wanted to ease him back. He had a couple of good games, but really now that he's full and healthy, I mean, like you said, I could definitely see him going back because he's the most dynamic running back there. If not, there's been rumors that he could go to a place and help out LaShore in Detroit. I mean, there's places he can go, but I think the best fit would still be in Pittsburgh, and I just don't think they want to commit to Jonathan Dwyer because he really showed not that much improvement last year, coming off an okay year.
All right, so now another final running back, Michael Turner. He just got released a couple days ago, along with John Abraham, from the 2 old guys getting released. But Turner, he really wasn't that good last year. I mean, he found the end zone a couple times, but Jacquizz Rodgers was the more productive thing, so I don't see him returning at all back to the Falcons at all.
No. They just released him, so the only reason he was somewhat productive is because he had 10 touchdowns, but he wasn't a yards guy. You couldn't rely on him to get the big plays, and like you said, Rodgers was the most productive guy, and I think it's over for Turner being the number 1 guy now. I think he's going to go to a team and be a contributor, but I don't think they're going to put him in the backfield and commit fully to him. I think there's going to be another guy there. Team I'm not sure really. You could always put him on, like the Jets need another guy because Sean Green. There's reports that Sean Green could be leaving. I mean, there's some teams. Running back is not that big of a need anymore. You can find running backs very easily. And Turner, he's old, and I think it might be over for Turner as a very productive running back because even last year, 10 touchdowns is good, but it's just the yards really just don't add up.
All right, so now we've got 3 more players, and they're all on the offensive line. Start out with Jake Long.
Yeah, former number 1 overall pick by the Miami Dolphins. Very productive guy, really helped out Ryan Tannehill's great development this year. He could be re-signed. I think it'd be really nice for the Dolphins to lock him up because
they should
Tannehill needs protection.
They should definitely bring him back because he's one of the best linemen in the game in a lot of people's opinion.
He really just is. I mean, he's one of the centerpieces in that offense, and they really need to, especially with the running game now. I'm not sure who they're going to have in the running game. I mean, they need to lock this guy up because he's a real great help for Ryan Tannehill if they're going to keep building, and he's going to want he's going to want paid a lot though. So, I think he'll stay though.
All right, so next, he's from the Bills, Andy Levitre. I mean, could really go either way because if the Bills take a lineman in the first round, which I personally don't see that happening, but I mean, if they do, I think they should get Levitre back. He was playing good before he was injured. I think they will bring him back though. If that's what the smartest thing would do, is to bring him back.
I would agree. But I think it's going to be hard. I think really, the thing is, I think the Bills know, and Levitre's agent knows he's not worth $6 to $7 million. But that's might what be the Bills have to do in order to get this guy, because really, if you offer him a $4 million deal, I think there will be teams out there that are in need of a guard that could offer him more. So, and I think the Bills know they might have to overpay for this guy, but like you said before the injury, a very productive player, and I think they really need to lock this guy up. It's going to be hard. Obviously, they weren't going to. It was smart to franchise Bird, the Bills, and not franchise Louie, because then he would have been making $9 million, which is not. I don't think what he's worth. But the Bills need to lock this guy up because he's a great guard.
All right, so now our final player, from the offensive line, Ryan Clady, probably had the best year last year by the offensive lineman in free agency. So I think they'll bring him back easily. I mean, Peyton Manning needs protection because he's not mobile at all.
No.
So, I don't really think there's any debate about that. I think
they gotta lock. Yeah, they gotta lock this guy up. They can't let this guy go because he is one heck of a tackle, Pro Bowl tackle that really, really was one of the big reasons why Peyton Manning really did great in his first year back. There's going to be offers. I mean, there's going to be guys going for this guy with high money, as a lot of teams need a tackle. But I think he's going to stay, and I think the Broncos are going to make the right move in paying. I think they're going to pay high for this guy, but I think he's really one of the centerpieces on the offense.
All right, so that's going to do it for this edition of NFL Experts. Join in, listen in next time when we do our top defensive free agents in the NFL for this past season. All right, so be sure to follow me on Twitter at Dave Crest Sports and Louie at DB Sports Talk. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and comment and we'd like to hear what you think of our videos, and please rate them. All right, see ya.